Alright, how are you guys doing? Hopefully you're having a good morning, afternoon, or evening. Time for part 28. Getting close to the end. October 13th, 1956. Dear folks, today is Saturday and we're at Ship Siam. We're here 3 days ago. We went to Hamacho Semoran and held an operation with our Marines and the Royal Thai Marines. It was pretty real. With the ships blowing the hell out of the beach and the planes dropping bombs, we saw a lot of water snakes at night. They would swim around the ship where the lights would reflect in the water. Boy, did those individuals stink. The Thai Marines spent about 3 days on here. They are really filthy. They have to make corporal before they can wear a uniform and sergeant before they can wear shoes. One hell of an army if you ask me. And Siam is supposed to be one of the richest countries in the world. Yesterday they had a beer party here at Shap for the crew, and we went swimming. I had some swim fins and a diving mask, and I spent most of the day diving for shells. Later in the day, drank some homemade whiskey, and I'm still sick from it. Never again. Enclosed is a ticket. That is what they call their money. The bill is worth about 5 cents. Notice the bill when you hold it up to the light. Can you see the watermark? It looks like a vase. Also notice the thin strip on the edge of the bill. It's a strip of metal. Both of those are methods to prevent counterfeiting. Also notice it was made in London, England. Tomorrow we leave for Bangkok, and we'll be there for about 2 days. That is the news. So far no one has received a mail. Dirty, isn't it? 204 days left to go. Write soon. And get hot on the candy. Love, Lewis. October 17th, 1956. Dear folks, well, we've been to Bangkok, and we just left the river that goes up to there, and we're now on our way to Okinawa. Talk about a crazy town, that Bangkok takes the cake. Before I forget, I was in a store with another sailor, and a civilian newspaper guy took our picture. And he took our names and hometowns, so just watch for in the papers. They might send a picture there. I am standing inside a jewelry store looking at a long silver belt with another sailor. In case you don't know me, I'm the one with a red beard. Just to name a few crazy things about this town, whenever 2 or more boys walk down the street, they hold hands. But a boy and girl never. As agreeing to one another, hello or goodbye, they fold their hands in a prayer-like fashion, touch it to their forehead. You are never to touch the head of another person because it is that where they believe their soul stays. And you might disturb it, and it could leave an evil spirit might enter their heads. They do not believe in street fight. To them there is never an excuse for fighting. Although they have their own style of boxing, this does not cover war, because they've been at war with Burma for over 1,000 years. Just think about that. Liberty is very expensive here. You have to argue about the price over everything. I've always heard Thailand had the world's most beautiful women. I have to admit, I saw some very pretty ones, but no beautiful ones. I found out there are about 2,000 Americans that live here. I know I could not live here. It's too damn hot, and the humidity's horrible. Well, we go to Okinawa to let off these troops, then go back to Yokosuka, Japan for a few days. And then we go back to Okinawa and pick up these same troops, and go to Iwo Jima for an operation, which means another month at sea. I figured it up yesterday. The last 46 days I've been off the ship for 40 hours. To hell with this goddamn Navy. Oh well, only 201 days left to go. I should get off the ship sometime in March and come back to the States for discharge. Well, that's the news. Where's my candy? Love, Lewis. November 5th, 1956. Dear folks, we are now at sea again and on our way to Iwo Jima. After we left Thailand, we went to Okinawa, then Yokosuka, where we stayed for 7 days. And I stayed drunk for 7 days. I will have to admit I was never so tired of being at sea as I was this last time. So here we are again. We're going to Iwo Jima for an operation with the Marines. After this, we return to Yokosuka for a day or so, and then we go to Chikasake for another operation. The ship is going to be operating SOB, one operating SOB. We'll be in Yokosuka from 1st of December to 26th of December, then we go to Hong Kong. I spent $30 on some leathercraft tools and leather so to have something to do while at sea. I like it pretty well. I'm also doing drawing and painting, but not much. Well, I didn't make second class again, so I'll never get it now. I could take the test again in February, but the time the test is returned, I would be out of the Navy. It was pretty cold in Yokosuka, and we wore our blues. Now that we are going south again, it's getting hotter, and I hate it. I received the candy well, Yogoska. I sure do thank you. It arrived in good condition. I had a picture taken myself with a beard, and it came out in good shape. Then I cut it off. It got bothering to me. After I cut it off, I felt like I didn't have a chin. Well, I'm sorry to hear about Martha. What does she intend to do now? Get a job and push the kids off on you? How is Pop doing? God, I hope he takes it easy from now on. Well, that's the news for now. Love, Lewis. P.S. Unless it's all-out war, don't worry about me going to the Suez Canal. They have too many ships over there now. Proposal to my one and only. When you and I are far apart, can loneliness break your tender heart? I love you, yes I do. Sleep is sweet when dreaming. I dream of you. All you are is a blooming rose. Night is here, and I must close with a patient care. Read the first word of each line, and you will there question find. When can I sleep all night with you? Dear folks, yesterday I received 2 letters from you. I must admit I've been expecting some like this for quite some time. I'm just thankful that it wasn't a full stroke. I'm glad Billy's getting better. Today I received your letter of Martha. Maybe it's all for the better. Is she going to get a divorce? I tell you one thing I had better not ever see, that goddamn Ronnie ever. We are in Yokosuka now, and while we're here we got a new old man, a new flag officer, and I got a million things to do. I have to clean quite a few motors, and I dread even starting. I think I wrote to you about being in Thailand, so I won't repeat myself. Yesterday I went to the hobby shop on base and bought $26 of leather tools and leather. I have something to keep my mind off the time. These last 6 months, I believe they're going to be the hardest time to serve. I can't think of anything else. Oh yes, I received both money orders for those coats. Love, Lewis. November 26, 1956. Dear folks, we are still in Yokosuka. Today is Sunday and I have the duty and I have shore patrol tonight. It is cold, raining, and I'm no mood to put on with a bunch of drunks. I hope no one gives me any trouble or they will find out what that stick I will be carrying is for. Yesterday I took a guided tour of Tokyo. Although I've been there several times before, I saw several things I hadn't seen before. We saw the Old Building and went inside. We saw the palace and some prince's palace. Then we went to Shikaro's. It's world famous for its beef. They have steak and beef suki. I ate the suki, and boy was it good. They cooked it right at the table with several geishas did dances for us. Later we went to a theater that has the largest stage in Japan and saw a floor show with about 200 girls. The girls even played the men's parts. The whole tour lasted for 12 hours and cost $3.50. Well, I shall close. Write to you soon. Love, Lewis. And with that one, I shall close as well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. And enjoy the rest of your day, whether or not it's morning, afternoon, or evening. And I will be signing off.